Hello, welcome. My name's Alexander. I'm a native speaker from Ireland, and in today's class we'll be dealing with the problem of speaking quickly. When you speak quickly and you are not a native speaker speaking a foreign language, you'll notice that you have certain issues with people trying to understand you. And so here's a little representation of this information. The gentle, normal wave that we would have for the rhythm of English is no longer here. We have the violent blue little baby tsunamis in the background. And in between that, we have the different varieties of sounds, flows, and rhythms of all the other languages around the world, depending on what language you're speaking with, your native language. And what happens here is as you communicate, because you're speaking so quickly, you start losing the skill of conforming to those particular words that you need to say, the syllables you need to say for people to recognize those particular words in English. And because you're speaking so quickly, you start using your native language to compensate for those sounds you should be saying in English. And when that happens, and it happens so quickly and aggressively, those words are then lost to the other English speakers. So the native language here starts to dominate the conversation. We start hearing more of your native sounds. And when you speak too quickly, we then start to lose those thoughts. We don't know what you're trying to say. You won't be understood. And so it's quite important then to start speaking a little bit slower to help you keep closer to the sounds and the syllables of the English words you're trying to say so that your native language does not dominate those particular syllables. And we'll see a little bit more on the next slide. Here's another representation of that. So we have the English sound wave and we have the native sound wave. For the most part, we generally have a nice gentle rolling wave to the English sound. For the native, it's generally a little bit different. Sometimes it's similar, but when it's similar, we have the sound waves, the syllables closer to the English one. But when you speak with a language that's native to yourself, that's further away from the English one, we have this more extreme and you have to concentrate a little bit more. And this is why it's important at that point to slow down a little bit to help you then say those English words to match the rhythm of the English sound wave, the nice gentle flow. Speaking quickly, the native accent can overlap the English wave. And so here we have a little example of this. You can see the nice thin blue line is being overlapped either above or below by the native sound wave, the thicker line. And where it deviates, where it moves too far away from the English sound wave, the thinner line, these particular syllables or words, in some cases, are now so far from the understanding of how we would normally understand that particular syllable, we don't understand it. And in this case, these particular sounds have moved so far from the English pronunciation, we simply don't understand them. And this is the difficulty, that when you lose one word in a sentence, I am going for a walk, and you don't pronounce a particular part of a syllable in one of those words, I am going for a walk, walk. You just say walk instead of walk, then the person is going to say, I'm sorry, I don't understand that. Could you repeat it, please? And now you didn't lose the word walk, walk, you lost the entire sentence because now you have to repeat everything. And so there's great value in slowing down a little bit, helping you then say each individual word so everybody can understand them. So in recap, understanding English is harder when the native accent dominates. The speed of your speech affects the comprehension of your words, and in turn, this affects the fluency, the skill level of your English. So if you have a skill level of say 0 to 100, my skill level is around 7.5 to 8.5. I'm not the best in the world, but I'm not so bad. And so here you've studied for many years and you've attained a skill level of say 70. That's quite good, well done. But the majority of people here, they study the English language in schools, the mechanics of it, and the teachers teach the students how to say this is apple, this is ABC, and so on, the past, present, future tenses. Excellent. but you don't often get a lot of focus, a lot of time on the actual speaking side of the language. And so when you then go out into the world and you say, I can write an email, I can write a letter, I can read the newspaper, excellent. But can you have a business conversation? Can you present a demonstration of something? If you can't, that's your poor ability to communicate vocally. And so you now have minus skill points. So in this particular case, this person has minus 30 from their poor enunciation, their ability to communicate verbally. And so their actual skill level is 40. That's not quite so good. But the good news is it takes a lot of time to learn the mechanics. But when it comes to just actually speaking, if you can slow down the rhythm of your speech just a little bit, and you have a nice rhythm, so it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, not too fast, not too slow, a nice gentle rhythm, and then you open your mouth, usually about 1 finger distance between your teeth. This is easily returning 20% of your skill level. That's 20 points out of your 30 straight back. That's quite quick. And that will take, 2 minutes to learn that, and then maybe another 2 months to practice that. Quite easy, not so difficult at all. And that in combination with making sure you know your difference between saying a letter and pronouncing a letter, so A and A, B and B, if you recognize those differences, you definitely know the difference between the letters, the vowel sounds, so E and I and E, you recognize these, and along with other little variations in the rules, not too complicated to start with, you do this and your skill level is very quickly returned to your glorious 70%. So this is something that I highly recommend. It's quick and easy to accomplish, and it doesn't take a lot of effort. And not a lot of people actually go to the bother of appreciating this. So hopefully you do. So if you've enjoyed this class, please do as necessary, if you like and subscribe. And I hope I get to see you in the next class. Thank you for attending.